Thank you very much, Sir David. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. I congratulate the Honourable Member for Bath for securing and leading this debate, and also the Honourable Member for Ceredigion for his supporting and campaigning work. On 10th of June last year, I introduced a local electricity bill. Unfortunately, due to the pressures on the parliamentary timetable, the bill made no further progress. But what it did do was to vividly illustrate that there is an enormous appetite from all corners of our four nations for an upsurge in community energy projects. Whilst credit should go to the campaigning work of Power for People, it's abundantly clear that local councils, cities, towns and villages want to play their part in the transition to net zero. So, David, this is not a straightforward journey, and we need to use all the tools in the box to ensure that we reach our destination on time and hopefully after a smooth ride. This means removing those regulatory barriers that currently prevent community energy from playing its full role. The main obstacle prohibiting local communities from getting involved is that the current supply licensing regime is highly complicated, national in scope, and with onerous credit requirements. It's a one-size-fits-all approach, heavily skewed in favour of the status quo. There is an exemptions regime for supply of less than 5 megawatts and also a light supply licence, but these are not fit for modern purpose. There have been recent reviews by both Ofgem and BEIS into the current energy supply licensing arrangements, and there is an acknowledgement that the current regime is opaque and difficult to interpret. However, as yet, there is no route map setting out the path to reform. What government now needs to do is to commit to that regulatory reform, reaffirm support for community energy, and remove those barriers. They should start by answering a number of questions, and I'll list some of them. Firstly, what has happened to follow up on Ofgem's derogations policy review and other calls for evidence on aspects of the energy supply market, and whether it intends to progress its consideration of a local licence? Secondly, as indicated in the Energy White Paper, does BEIS intend to ask Ofgem to provide latitude in the supply licensing regime for local suppliers? Thirdly, as part of its ongoing review of the licensing derogations regime, will BEIS consider widening the exemptions regime to enable local supply? Fourthly, when is Ofgem planning to issue its review of the Smart Export Guarantee and come to a conclusion on potential enhancements to provide a more certain route to market for community providers? Fifthly and finally, more generally, is the government proposing to consult on community energy and local supply in advance of the net zero strategy? So, David, this is a highly technical and complicated subject, and I shall be writing to government asking those questions. It would be very easy to put this whole matter into the too difficult to do tray. But that, Sir David, would, in my view, be a dereliction of duty. We would be letting down those thousands of communities who want to play their part, who want to get involved. What is needed is for government, parliamentarians and Ofgem to now work together to get over those barriers, and I hope that in her summing up, the Minister will indicate a willingness to do this. Thank you.